I have a confession to make. Several years ago, during college, I cheated in one of the exams. And usually cheaters get high scores without having to study hard. And it seems the easy way, so I thought, why do I have to take the hard way all the time? Maybe I should take the easy way. It's worth a shot. So the day before the exam, I was just hanging out with my friends, and we spent time, we had fun, time kept passing by, and before we know it, it was 12 o'clock in the night. So as we were heading back home, I started talking to my friend. I said, hey, we didn't study for the exam. He said, oh, okay, we'll think of something tomorrow. I told him, what do we do? I said, don't worry, we'll just figure something out. The next day, I met with that friend just before the exam, and I asked him, what are we going to do? And then he pulls out those small papers from his pockets and does this. So we went into the exam and take our seats. He was sitting in front of me. I was already up, and he said, don't worry, just follow my lead. Everything's going to be okay. So after a while, he finished his exam. He wrote his answers and gave me a signal that I'm going to give you pass you those papers. And indeed, he did pass me those papers, and as he told me before, I just put them in between the testing sheets as a first step and later to use them. But the second I finished this step and put them in between the testing sheets, I was paralyzed by an unbelievable amount of fear. I was frozen, my brain stopped working, and I was thinking that the professor is only looking at me and no one else, even when he steps outside. So, after a while, I just gave up. I thought I should just get rid of those papers. I don't want to cheat anymore. So I was thinking, should I just drop those on the ground, pretend that it's not mine? No, the professor will probably see them. Should I just pass them someone else? No, I'll get caught up right away. Of course, the professor is looking at me all the time. What should I do? As I was thinking like that, suddenly the professor starts moving towards my way. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is it, I'm done for. Then just before he get to my place, I quickly pick up those papers and hide them in my mouth. And then the professor came to my place and say, hey, Aws, are you okay? You seem sick. And then, of course, I have to answer. So I swallowed those papers. And barely, with the taste of ink and paper, I barely managed to say, I don't feel so well tonight. Can I leave? I said, yeah, okay, sure. And this ends my cheating experience. So that experience got me thinking about fear and how it makes me imagine situations and scenarios that will probably never ever happen. And not only that, but actually acting as if those scenarios and situations were actually happening for real. And this is exactly what Zig Ziglar meant when he said, fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is a state of mind that we create ourselves, which means we can change it too. So whenever I feel like fear is trying to take over, I stop for a second and think and ask this: what's the worst that could happen? And then I would think about the bright side of the worst thing that could happen. For example, I'm here giving a speech, and the worst that could happen is that I forget what to say, and I don't say the words correctly, words will come out in a funny way, and people will start laughing at me. So I would think that, well, at least I got people to laugh, and it will be a good motivation for the next time to come more prepared. So this is my way of dealing with fear. Now, I ask you, what is your way of dealing with fear? Thank you.